Welcome back, everybody, to your queendom. And, hello back, queens. Thank you for joining me on this Friday. You caught the link on
Keep a little
time.
lie. Could it be any harder? No.
Today's episode promises to be an enlightening experience.
Self-satisfied.
This weekend I was at ASS. And it was an amazing experience. Nontle was there and he was showcasing his short film Aftertaste. It was amazing.
Show me the way you're moving.
We had him on air today, so he'll tell us all about that. As you guys have seen on social media, we've got a lot of events going on. In the background is Abby Ocean.
Figure out the words. Could you be
Hashtag titties if you guys missed the episode. The previous episode will be up and the link will be on WhatsApp, so please don't miss out. Getting right into It was an amazing time. Thank you very much, Tape, for hosting us. Katie, for being an amazing host. And the music and the arts, everything. Top notch. So thank you guys very much for hosting this amazing event. Thank God I couldn't take part. And yes, let's get into today's show. So as you guys know, this weekend I was attending Awakening social sessions. It was an amazing experience. I got to meet amazing people, amazing women at that. And everything that was being showcased was so empowering. I mean, I had goosebumps. Everything was just absolutely beautiful. But what I went there for, and Tepo gave me a chance to, interview Nontle, but as the atmosphere was on Saturday, it was a bit hard to get him to sit down, and I had not seen the short film Aftertaste. So when we got to watch it, it was the oohs and the ahs. It was really, really touching. It was real. It was something I could resonate with. I've done so many episodes on gender-based violence. I've done so many episodes highlighting that the predator lies in the bed with us. The predator is who we, share a meal with. So when I saw that, after I've seen the poems by Musirisi, after I've seen the beautiful ensemble the Po Club put on, it was fantastic. I could rave all day about it, but today's episode is about Aftertaste. Aftertaste was mind-sobering, and it got me thinking, and I was very inspired, and I thought to myself, I have to get him onto the podcast, and I have to talk to him. So what needs to happen right now is that I need to get in touch with him, and he's going to come on, and he's going to tell us all about what he's got going on and everything that happened at the showcase. So while I try to get a hold of him, let me finish the AB Oshia runnings. You guys need to definitely get this woman's album. She's absolutely fantastic, and don't miss out. So as you may have it, we have Nontle Nombewu on the line. So hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, and how are you?
I'm good. You are joining the In Her Voice Queendom. It's a queendom because we do what we want to do, how we want to do it. and we tell our stories how we want to tell it. But I'm just a voice. So literally, you are the second guy on the podcast. So we don't generally have guys on because the other gender, most. So today we are talking about the showcase of the short film After Taste. I've already sprinkled a little bit about it, but I want you to tell them exactly what was behind the thinking of Aftertaste.
Okay. So Aftertaste is actually Kimin CV's thought and also feelings manifested as art form, specifically sexual violence, but the very overlooked version of it where it can happen between two lovers, basically people who are married, and then these things happen and are overlooked. But it was a story as well. I mean, she dealt with the more overlooked version of sexual violence, that it was inspired by the real life occurrences of Kwezi. And she was actually close friends with her, and she'd had a very intimate connection and conversations with her, especially during the trial and leading up to her passing. And so she called us in, and she literally called us in, and I did not have any input on the writing. She called me in as someone who's a vessel, who's going to be a person who can best communicate what she wants from the male character. And then she got a female poet as well, Subulelo, who was also then going to be a medium of communicating exactly what Kimi wanted to communicate with the artwork, right? And that's how the Aftertaste came to be, man. It was a 3-month-long workshop process where we needed to understand firstly what the characters are about, the issue that we're actually trying to communicate and touch on and have people wake up to, and also just communicating it as clearly as possible so that nothing is overlooked in how we communicate it. Not also utilizing it so that it's appealing to people's senses. We want it to be as raw as possible as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
People understand how real the issue is.
I even saw in the short film how everything was so graphic, and although it shocks you into reality, it shocks you into what is happening. And you are absolutely right. These cases where partners are sexually assaulting their own partners, they are not taken seriously, because as soon as you're with someone, it is taken as forever consent. And I think that it's highly inappropriate to keep pushing that agenda and keep propagating that. So I was very, very thankful for that. I don't know if you heard in the audience the oohs and the ahs and the shocks. It was like I understood that that's what it's needed for them to come to terms with what's going on.
Exactly. And that's why most of the time, I struggle to watch the film now because just of personal experiences of people I've met who've been in similar situations, and also like very close people to me who've been in similar situations. And but only the other thing is that the reason I walk away from watching the film is to hear people's reacting that way. That way, it further confirms that what we have, the images and the sounds that we have compiled from what Kimi had been through, what other people have been through, it's real. But it confirms that people don't want it to be as raw as that, because they wanna, they wanna lighten it. And that's only when it's light, when we're not really dealing with it. But if it's raw and it's in your face, then you can't help but look and be like, oh my God, this is how real this thing is. And you can't downplay it in any way.
And I totally understand that. I've done many episodes on gender-based violence, and every single time it takes on so many different faces. It takes on so many different facets. So it takes on, I did the economic oppression of South African women and how that is a direct link to the spike in gender-based violence. And I think that to continue to economically oppress women is to continue to make them vulnerable, to continue to subject them to partners who feel like as though financial security. And to be quite honest, that's what we look for. And unfortunately, there are predators and monsters who use that as a means to, I could say, dominate us. And unfortunately, that resulted in us being the fourth global highest femicide rate. So it's very alarming numbers that, I mean, every single time I do a story on gender-based violence, it shocks me because there are definitely new realities every single time.
No, I totally agree.
Thank-
I also get that, yeah.
I mean, thank you very much for coming on here onto my podcast and sharing what you had for us. And I will definitely put the link down for you ladies so you guys can click the link and go straight to the video. You promised to give it to us, so because I've been searching and the ladies have been searching as well, so that's why I've been, kind of stressing about that. But as long as I get everything in order for you ladies, you guys can watch it. It's empowering. Sometimes you need to also see your reality for you to know what's going on with your life. And that's what I feel like your short film did. And as a man, as a black man, I'm very thankful that you exist and that your energy is with us. And it's the most soothing thing that I could experience. So, guys, moving on to the hashtag I wanted to kind of clear out with you ladies and with you guys who are listening is the hashtag Black Boy Joy. Black Boy Joy for me is something that is definitely worth investing in. I have little brothers, I have little nephews, and investing time in them and investing positive teachings in them is something I'm also passionate about, as well as giving you women a good chance of survival. But black men need it too. So what I wanted to do is have Nontle give you his perspective on Black Boy Joy.
Okay. So I'm a poet, but also in being a poet, one of the things that we started doing is social responsibility using art. And we give workshops, right? So we'll go to high schools. Specifically, I'm very specific. Like I will state it that I want to go give workshops in black township schools, right? And one of the things that I'll meet there is that I will work with high school kids between grade 8 and 12 actually, and then I'll just take a bunch of people who are interested in learning poetry. So we'll teach them performance, art administration, and one of the things that I started including was yoga. So I've done a course in yoga, and currently then I go to schools and then I'll teach them one of the fundamental core ways of engaging yoga, which is breathing and meditation. And I've been then engaging a lot of, male kids will come up to me specifically because, male to male, and they'll feel like I would understand how they're dealing with the issues that they're currently dealing with. And one is to listen, is to have people actually express exactly what it is they're dealing with and not have an umbrella sort of effect of, no, just go home, breathe, and then this is how you will sort it out. But specifically tailor-making healing modalities for that specific way or that specific problem that you might be having. So the main thing was that for me, if you can help kids be more aware of themselves, specifically black boys and even girls, then they can move forward with a better understanding of their perception of self. And that can heal the world, I think, starting from that.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I know we had such little time, but podcasts aren't exactly the longest radio show. But thank you, ladies,
Yeah.
for coming. I mean, thank you, ladies, for listening today, and thank you for joining us, Mutle. Till next time, Queen.